Verrazano, the highest rated son, a sire of sires more than ready, had commentators and observers reaching for superlatives throughout his 3-year-old season.
Verrazano is one of the most brilliant 3-year-olds I've seen in a long time. Also, certainly one of the handsomest horses.
On his day, Verrazano had more talent than any other 3-year-old in his crop. I mean, he was an immensely talented performer.
Anywhere from 6 furlongs up to 1.1 miles, he's been virtually unbeatable.
He crushed good company as well as horses he was supposed to crush. I mean, you know, he's the kind of horse that he could slay him with speed, or he could rate from a little bit off the pace and get the job done just as efficiently.
Verrazano burst onto the scene with a sparkling display over 30-20 metres thick.
Verrazano is running away, coming down to the 16th pole. A very sharp debut for Verrazano. Won it by 6 or 7.
Well, Verrazano in his first 2 starts, it was obviously something very special had arrived. He won those first 2 races by 24 lengths in total. Immediately put himself in the picture as a very, very special horse.
His burgeoning reputation as the best 3-year-old colt of his crop was only enhanced by a 16-length romp at his second start.
He's going to win this one from Brooklyn to Staten Island. Verrazano, very impressive over Eaton Blue.
For a horse to run 1 mile in 1:34.4 in his second start the way he did and went off by himself, he's as brilliant as a horse as we have.
He then blitzed Group 1 winner Java's War on his first start in group company.
But down to the wire, it's Verrazano, and Java's War is charging late. But Verrazano passes a big test. He's a graded stakes winner now.
Group 1 Wood Memorial Stakes has been won in the past by top sires such as Seattle Slew, Broadbrush, Empire Maker and Tappet. Verrazano added his name to the illustrious honour roll with an authoritative win.
Verrazano tested as he has never been tested before by Vijek. 2 undefeated 3-year-olds into the final 16th of a mile. Normandy Invasion is third, and they're coming down to the finish, and it will be Verrazano.
And when he went to Aqueduct for the Wood Memorial, the track was kind of deep and it was kind of slow, and it wasn't his kind of track, and he had to reach deep down, you know, and find some resolve that he hadn't shown before. So that's where he showed his heart, and there was some good horses in there.
Verrazano prepped for his late summer target with a ruthless win in Group 3 company, conceding upwards of 3 kilos to his rivals.
No competition left today for Verrazano, and he rolls on home to win the Pegasus, finishing well in the end did Verrazano.
However, no performance defines the brilliance of Verrazano, quite like his record-breaking win in the Group 1 Haskell Invitational Stakes. His near 10-length superiority over high-class Grade 1 horses had to be seen to be believed.
But Verrazano is pulling away! And Verrazano and John Velasquez have blown away their competition. They wrap in the Haskell. Power Broker was second.
There was no better race that a 3-year-old ran in 2013 than Verrazano's Haskell.
To me, the strongest race that any 3-year-old's run this year was in his win in the Haskell. It was, you know, he just blew the field away that day, and it was a monstrous effort.
The Haskell was a spectacular performance.
He just crushed those horses. It was, I can't think of another 3-year-old performance that was better than that one.
Verrazano's phenomenal ability can be explained in part by a very strong pedigree.
An interesting pedigree, there's a couple of things. The balance of the pedigree is very, very appealing. More Than Ready was a brilliantly fast 2-year-old. One really well-known writer said that he was probably the most exciting 2-year-old to come to Saratoga since Man of War. So on top of his allure to American breeders, Verrazano is a horse who should have strong appeal in Australia. More Than Ready has been one of the best stallions in that country for a long, long time. Twice champion sire of 2-year-olds. He sired 2 champion 2-year-olds there. Verrazano wasn't asked to sprint very often, but the speed he showed on his debut, he's got the speed that should appeal in Australia. And he's got the toughness. It's a big factor in Australia to have horses that are resilient, and you know, he's got a pedigree that a lot of physical resilience is in there. One of the interesting things about Verrazano was we had picked out his half-brother El Padrino, who turned out to be a Grade 2 winner on pedigree the year before. So obviously we're very interested when Verrazano came up to the sales the next year. And our company, Performance Genetics, we did his cardio and we took his DNA and did a DNA test on him. And he came back on our report as a potentially elite classic colt. So we were delighted to see what we thought of the genetics and the cardio pan out.
And just for good measure, He's an awesome looking horse.
Yeah, he's a magnificent individual, striking animal, good size, well balanced, and just a gorgeous horse. To me, I mean, what's great is when you have a horse that has the ability that he has, and then they have a mind to go along with it. He's a real high-class individual, very easy to train, minds himself well. Just a classy individual, so it makes my job a lot easier.
He's a striking horse. I mean, he really is. I'm sad to see him go because, he's the kind of horse that we love to see on the racetrack. I'm sure he's going to make a tremendous side.